Alright, the Torah and prayer. Rabbi Shimon opens said, written with the Hezekiah, the turn of the faith of the wall, the prepared with the greater, with the let us see how great the potent power of the Torah is, how great, how high it was rise above thee. He who engaged with the Torah has no fear of us above and below, nor of any of the hardship illness of the world. He is connected with the tree of life, and learns it from each day. For the Torah teacheth the man how to walk with the path of the truth. It teacheth the return of the master, cancel with the measure destined him, and even every man is shown with the predestined of him cannot be cancelled. Nonetheless, completely cancelled or annulled. This disappears at once. It does not prevail over him and the world is. Hence, when man should study the Torah today, that never abandon it, and is written to contemplate him in the day and the night. That when abandoned the Torah, as though he was abandoned the tree of life, contemplate him in the day and the night. He implied with the Creator in another place with the Zohar. He said with the Hiskvah prayer was accepted with the Creator. There's nothing, no egotistic desire separated him from the wall of the Shana with the sensation of the Creator of the Akim with the waking wailing wall. This was washed by the receipt of the Torah when through the effort of the Torah realized how to achieve the complete return of the Creator, where nothing would be separated from the Creator from the wall and the Shina with the sensation of the Creator. The result, the degree of the depth of the lights exist from the part of it was revoking so greater power of the Torah. Come and see how such an advance for the given to the man when he goes to bed at night, and he must accept the Creator's governance above them wholeheartedly, and trust in the soul within him. The man was immediately spared all the illness and slander with the evil eyes that was no longer with the power over him. However, come to the precise understanding with a certain definition from the Torah, which was quite different with the notations of Q in the daylight, signifies the sensation of the unity of the Creator of this call of the light, and for this is how man defines good feeling. Therefore, the daylight is meant by when man feels the closeness with the Creator, greater for the spirituality. Darkness coincide with the nighttime in our world, accordingly with regard to the man's spiritual state, the states of the darkness designate the absence of the sensation created with the upper light due to the action with the impure egotistic force separated from Creator. At the night with the world, we sleep with the spiritual parts of it filled with the minimum amount of light, and unconsciously stated the call of the sleep, the amount of light with which the parts of the soul light, and the defined as the 1/6 and of the definite complete absence of the spiritual light and impure forces in rule here. Due to the force of the govern and control us, we cannot complete the permanent emergence of the Creator as a result of our sensation of the saint and night with the impure force of the rule that not impede us in efforts for the power of over us to keep us from returning the creating gaps in our unity with our Creator for our work of sake. To create the Rabbi Shimon, give us the advice every night with the feeling of the separation from the spiritual world when man goes to sleep, sinker deeper into the sensation of the world when he wholeheartedly accepts the Creator governance and effort and trust himself completely under his rule. He felt for the night is the sensation of the night corrected with the act of the creation when the day followed the night, as it said that it was even there was more than one day, both night and day after the single whole. At the night called the rule of the man shall not mix with any of the impure forces, shall not act for the man because of the disappearance of the sensation Creator account. The egotistic desire, obstacle for the first man realized the necessity of the night with the attainment of the next day, greater sensation for the Creator, bigger altruistic desire, perceived these two states of the single whole and advancement, despite the fact that in the sensation notice that the night designates remoteness from spirituality. In language, spiritual work with remains with the spirit remains from the field of the remoteness from the Creator. Therefore, the root of joy with it, despite all the possible pleasures from him, state and called in night, and precisely in such a state of complete absence of sensation, like with the faith of the Creator, that the man, through his own effort, without feeling any taste for the Torah, yielded the Creator rule, that he closes the eyes and when he goes to sleep, and says, "Bring myself under the Creator's rule, submit to His will." This state is called the descent from the sake of the subsequent ascent, and serves springboard which man attains for the even brighter day. However, to the end of this man will completely accept the supernal kingdom of nothing and will separate him from the Creator. In other words, he must submit the supernal rule unconditionally when it brings life to the death. No further world would be able to stop him from uniting with the supernal ruler, written in the love Creator with all their heart, with all their soul, and with all their might. If a man accepts everything of the Creator, same with all his heart, and certain that nothing will separate from him from the Creator, determine the fulfillment, the condition, and trusting one of his soul Creator, for he giveth himself with the Creator, saying that deciding to fulfill all his desires and commandments, to fulfill the right up to self-sacrifice. Hence, man sleeps with his soul sensation with the Creator, with the light, is previously filled with the leaf of the body, but it does not feel with the taste, with the 1/6 is a part of the death, and pure of the egotistic force, with no power over him. In other words, do not separate from him and the Creator, rather than merely feel the Creator temporarily. The impure forces cannot interpret the spiritual work even in a state called night. The evening and morning is already one day with the creator light of the night. It becomes the wire of the day with the precisely because of the night. It is recognized with the future merit of the receiving the even greater light. This because of the night stems from not from the rule of the impure forces. The understanding of the creator unintentionally sends him to such states of the even sensation of the darkness, lack of the feeling, absence of the aspiration, stage of the spiritual. He seeks opportunity to marriage with the creator, and he means that nothing stands with him in the wall. Alright, 183. The end of the morning, when rising from the bed, he blessed the Creator that he entered the house, bowed before him in the fear of the trepidation, and only with it should be prayed that he should take advice for the patriarchs, as it is written, "Be your great mercy shall I come into your house to bow the fear of the holy greatness." Thanks to your goodness and thanks to your great kindness, I can now bless you from the mercy of the ending of the spiritual descendant. Let me come into your house once more, and all of the feelings of you. However, I am happy not because of the suffering gave way to pleasure, but now I can thank you, and I can come to your house and kneel in awe before your holy greatness, and I now attain more than ever, even before. In prayer in our heart, with the correction of the man, or the Shishina, the sensation of the Creator of the common soul of the Israel, the fulfillment of the common soul of the upper light, the sensation of the Creator of the accordance with the corrected desires, hence all the pleas expressed in the plural form that we now pray on our own soul, for the common soul of the Israel, naturally all then present with the Shina, or the sensation of the Creator of the common soul of the Israel, subsequently present with every soul of the Israel, vice versa, all the common soul of the Israel lack is also as absent for the each of the soul. Therefore, before we start praying, we need to understand that what is the lacking of this common soul of Israel, we know the need to correct her and how to fulfill her. Our heart is the center of the parts of the man, or the Creator of the common soul with all generations of the Israels, conclude with the common soul of the, however, did not need to correct with the already corrected with the previous generation, but only left after the generation of the soul. Our patriarchs are spiritual, the parts of him with Abraham, Yesvek, and Yochevah are also known as Sephra, Hesad, Geneviah, Terfret, or parts of Zephyr and PMD, Azol, including the entire common community of Israel. All properties subsequently manifest the corrected man who is corrected in the state called the Israel. The patriarchs designate the three spiritual roots of the 6,000 souls of the Israel, all generations. In other words, three sources of the desire born within man, parts of the man, multitude for the purpose of this correction. All good duties of reception and bestowal of the light with the carried out with the community of Israel with the generation first trick of the reception upper light with the holy patriarchs for all the upper light descends from them through them from the above downwards from them the upper light descending for the community of the Israel provides of that the generation exists for the precious property of the world of BY the state of the Sephirah of BYA or the abbreviation BYA evoke the descent of the light with their prayers. Such an order with the spiritual degree that each of the branch can receive their own only through the root with the proceeding of the higher degree, but never independently. The main light may remains in the root, and only an insignificant part of it descends to the branch that evokes therefore correction the complete with the community that Israel sent the common soul that is also stored preserved in the soul of the whole of the holy patriarchs. Light received in the correction of the soul remains forever within them. The only direction of the light exists for the descendants to be understood with the metaphor with the part is the spiritual object received with the new empty of the desire with the required the correction the sensation emptiness for the required received emptiness empty desire is perceived as light departure of the nevertheless using correcting these newly received desires in the spiritual subject and we receive even greater lighter than before. Therefore, the essence of our prayer lies within the subsequent of the common soul with whatever the need to achieve the complete correction after the previous correction of the performed in the past generation of the Kabbalists. Hence, he who only spiritually extends must first make all the corrections that already have been performed in the common soul. Only then will they be able to recognize what's left for him to correct. This is why the Briton cannot enter the synagogue of the Hebrew, means of the house of assembly, of the house of prayer, or the words of to assemble. Before he assembled his prayer of his holy patriarch's guide, but he needs to know that he has already corrected them what still needs to be corrected, possibly only after the patriarchs have corrected through the common soul. Only then will he come to know what's left in him to correct the common soul. The patriarchs have corrected the prayer of the common soul, prayer with the common soul, or one of the same of the prayer with the request for the praise of the soul and the corrected man for the desire of the Creator's sake. The correction performed by the Abraham is called the morning prayer, or Shirati. And by Yitzkavah, the midst for the afternoon prayer, and Yochevah, or Erevit, the evening prayer. Therefore, and one must first repeat the prayer, everything that was already corrected by them, and then discover to construct the personal plea that with other imperfections left, only he can consequently must correct. Or 184, man cannot be the synagogue of the house of prayer unless they receive the permission of the Abraham Yekuvah and Yokuvah. The morning and afternoon and evening prayer for the corrective of and in your great mercy shall I enter your house. The aforesaid refers to the Abraham, the property of mercy of the Sephra Hesed. I will both before you your holy chamber refer to you as the afternoon prayer and thanks for the man. This is called for the holy Hikla or chamber of Sephra Gavar, and fear trepidation refers to Yokovah, the nighttime prayer property for the Sephra Tever, and a man first entering the property to then entering the Biat consent of the prayer the house of prayers to raise the prayer such stated described this verse. Here's my slave of Israel, whom I am adorned. Here the Zohar analyzed the first three main corrections made by the patriarch of the common soul, with Abraham corrected with the properly called the house, the permanent dwelling, and which allows the man to merge with it and always exist for the creator property, the sensation just as he can always dwell in the house. The afternoon completed with the correction corrected by man. The afternoon complemented correction corrected by the man property called the holy temple, such that the king himself was also dwell within the king, always dwell within the chamber. The nighttime prayer added with the correction of the property of theater corresponding with the gate of the front of the house, that is name of the coordination. In addition to that, allows the man Abraham the house of the afternoon holy temple that are brought within, they're both within her. Upon including all three corrections of the patriarch and fully correction attained that already corrected, but the holy and common soul that perceived the correction has not been corrected. Abraham is the source of the property of mercy of the soul of the Israel, therefore corrected with the holy soul, common soul in such a way that it could receive the light of mercy and light of mercy, as in the common soul received the light, and even the soul of Israel has remained the way of the soul of Israel would have the complete and eternal unity with the Creator in his soul. Common soul would have the filled with the light of pleasure that no man would enter ever wish to part with the common soul or sensation of the Creator ever in single moment. Every single moment. At the Abraham, its entire correction consists of the correction and create perfection of the bestowing the soul, which consists of the light of mercy with no way of the correction of property, with introducing imperfection with it, just like with Abraham's property of mercy and the desire considered only by the bestow upon the pleasure pleased with the Creator, that is written, mine is yours and yours is designated to the property of mercy, by imparting creation with his property. Abraham's completed, separated the impure force, thoughts, and desires from the common soul, made it completely holy and pure. However, the thought in creation does not end here for the life of the filling of the soul with the delight. Extent of the pleasure depends on the aspiration and joy with the degree of hunger. Only extent of the preliminary hunger that will be received the pleasure determine the extent of the subsequent reception and pleasure. Alright, the soul or man of the Alsva or sum of souls received the correction of the Abraham supernal force of the mercy of the Sephrat Hesed of the Zephraim as all with the core of the property and mercy of the property complete free with any of the self that will receive the if the desire to receive something from the Creator completely disappear, the only will bestow on him that remains the desire called for the bestow for the sake of the for the soul. However, this brought no correction with the soul part of the soul for the roles receive the pleasure prepared from the Creator to end, but that must be the first to have the will perceive the all the pressure and pleasure that only was received by the aspiration and desire to determine the extent of the desire. Its hence was that Abraham in the afternoon would found that this common soul, absolutely spiritual perfection property of the pure soul be so filled in the light of wisdom, because of the mercy, light of mercy, because of all the correction of Abraham, having in accordance with his property in the light of let in the afternoon let spiritual forces for imperfection in the state of the common soul that is not corrected, but to receive that all the common conceived without correction. Therefore, correctly turning into the soul and the vessel of the reception of supplementing it will receive, so that they could receive the perfection prepared with the Yutava invoked for the soul that will receive the pleasure for the Creator, albeit form the perception of the Creator at stake with the initial intention of receiving pleasure in order to delight him. The reception of the Creator's sake means that although the man permanent wish to live and receive the pleasure, they perceive not because of the wish to enjoy, only the bestowing the Creator wish for him to receive, and had created but not wish for the would have been desired to receive him. Reception for the Creator's sake is equivalent in self to the soul, and thus the egotistic and mere force cannot cling to such a desire. Hence, the afternoon prayer corrected with the common soul, brought with the complete perfection. How now it received the creator of the conceived to bestow, and this is the purpose of his correction. After they have been corrected by the prayer, the save the man of common soul is in helical, the creator's chamber for now, and he can fill with himself and his light, which means that he dwells in the halls. It's Abraham's correction called the house did not allow the common soul to be filled with any of the creator's presence, hence that the prayer is considered to be corrected with the jivarat, or willpower, the resistance of the egoism of the soul, or Israel. It means if they mitigated all the laws of the restriction in the creators governed because of all the restriction punishment came into the world with the sole purpose of correcting the soul to receive to make it the suitable reception, infinite godness for the contained thought of the correction, as is the prayer corrected the common soul to complete the perfection, all of its restriction forced and had been created with all of the properties of the attained desired soul. However, the correction did not retain for the soul from the common soul that become the corrector for the world with the prayer for the end of the correction. Hence, the prayer of the Father is sinner, as Va would be unable to restrict the temptation received with himself with the corrupted as the prayer of the correction with the common soul. Unlike the prayer, he could not resist the self-reception. This means that even with the becoming clear with the bestowing, the Creator did not wish to have him receive. He wanted to receive nothing less for the which what washes desire of self-gratification. Therefore, the impure forces of the plant shelved the husk and the rind surrounding with the pure force clung to the common soul. Thus, the legs of the Sephirah and the parts of his man over the man's heaven descending with the place of the clear God's parse or egotistic desire dominating desire. Yet the Rosh, or head, the upper part of the body down with the tabular parts of the man, remained on the rule of the impure force of the head. Hence his head, Rosh, should understand that he should act with the hence for the prayer of the head, prayer of the head, or head of the area together with the body of the Abraham Yokovo, and the night with the Mashvela cave of the body will so have them receive the pleasure of its own sake. And since the nighttime prayer saw the damage for the S5 corrected with the Shizgram and so for the added property of the fear was written in it. His hands hold the S5 hail. Because of the nighttime prayer realized the imperfection of the Esva, he called the in the created soul had corrected himself in the fierce extent of the rage of the holy crown and soul of the crown adornment by his also retained correction of the Abraham and Yitzchak. However, the nighttime prayer correction will not final for the fear of more similar to the fear of the grand gesture, small fear, selfless fear that comes from within. For this is the fear of the one with the Esva head, but even that is not transgressed for the even into his Esva. And for the correction was to bring in the different state with the Esva, nailed with the written death, where forever vanish the world. Fear will remain only with the Creator's Almighty and the Great. Yokovo attended the genuine fear of himself with the entire community of Israel, also with the common soul still needed to correct themselves in all generations for the first and last of the end of the correction. Only Moses attained with the property true fear of one of the greatness of love, and only he and no one else can also say. Hence, as the Talmud says, description of fear of love of the Creator does not exist, does not even exist. So we're a city of the world, Psalm 5 verse 8. By your great mercy I come to your house, and Abraham corrected the common soul for the property of the house, the filled with the goodness for the light of the wisdom, mercy of the world to serve the bow before the holy chamber of the referred to the afternoon prayer for the correction of the common soul with the house of the chamber before befits the creator of the word in fear with the nighttime prayer covered the common soul with the property of the fear whereupon he made the soul vessel with the reception includes all the correction of the Abraham and Yitzchak. Yeah, how did he find out also need the correction of his common soul? Only the correction ahead, including himself, the three connections performed by the holy patriarchs before him. This means just as they did, the nighttime prayer can act according to the conditions of those corrections. In other words, the nighttime prayer emerged for the property thereby ascending to their level. This man first attained the property corrected within him only after they assumed the property of his correction himself, then starting from where the patriarchy of the nighttime prayer left off, the elevating of the extent of the Creator, his greatness, omnipotent, strong, the upper light with the power of the prayer, with the power of prayer, with the all of the Creator greatness, and the upper light bringing the fulfillment of the common soul. At the end of the correction, how the man must include the two objectives to obtain the fear of the Creator's true greatness and attainment to achieve the final creation of the egoism. Alright, Rabbi Shimon's departed cave.